Oscar Cartagena, Marshall High School. Elsa Carbajal, Orientation and Mobility Award, introduced by Terry Fields and Zulma Pinedo. Visually Impaired Scholarship Fund Award, presented by Marshall High School teacher Nicole Murray.
Okay, the 2016 Award for Orientation and Mobility Accomplishment will be presented by Zulma Pinedo. Terry, you're here, okay. Okay, that's it. Excuse me, it's not Zulma, it's Terry Fields. The student is Oscar, and he attends Marshall High School.
So I'm going to introduce the scholarship, and then Zulma will introduce her student. The Elsa Carbajal Memorial Orientation Mobility Award. This special O&M award is given in honor of Elsa Carbajal, who attended LAUSD in the 1990s. She was best known for her friendly personality and generous spirit. Elsa did not spend her life focusing on the many physical and health challenges that she had, but instead invested her energy discovering opportunities and enjoying people. She was a motivated and enthusiastic cane traveler. Elsa's positive and unwavering nature was an inspiration to her mobility instructor, her teachers, and fellow students. Each year, the O&M department has the honor of awarding this special scholarship to a current graduating student who has demonstrated this same enthusiasm and positive outlook towards travel that was so evident in Elsa's life. This year, the Elsa Carbajal O&M Award will be presented by Ms. Zulma.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have been Oscar's teacher since middle school. When I first started working with him, he had just lost his mother, and he was transitioning to a new school, from Francis Bland to Washington Irving Middle School. It was not an easy adjustment, but with the support of his wonderful sister, teachers, and staff, he transitioned onto Marshall High School, where I have seen him become a mature and responsible young man. Oscar has always been curious about his surroundings and explored both Irving and Marshall until there was no stone left unturned. By his years, Oscar is adventurous. He would like to go to Russia someday, but basically he wants to travel the world and form his own mental map of it. I had so much fun with Oscar. Not once did he ever say he didn't want to go on his O&M lesson, and he tried his best every time. He is an enthusiastic traveler and an awesome orientation and mobility student, and I'm going to miss him a lot. I wish him the best at Glendale Community College, and before he comes up, Ms. Murray would like to say a few words.
Hi, my name is Nicole Murray. Here's a fun fact about me. I hate public speaking. I am one of 2 teachers at Marshall High School, and I had the honor of working with Oscar for the past 2 years, and I actually knew him earlier at Van Ness, or Francis Blend as it used to be known. You will be seeing me a few times today because I have 3 students who are getting awards today. Before I start talking about Oscar, I would like Luz to stand up, please. Oscar's sister, Luz, and she's amazing. Oscar's, no, you need to keep standing up. She took on responsibility for Oscar when she was 18. His mother passed away, and she was the one who stepped in. She was a teenager, and she was raising a teenager. And as wonderful as Oscar has become, he had normal teenage problems that we all have to deal with, and they got through them. Without her, and I know Oscar would be the first one to agree with this, he would not have come as far as he has or have been nearly as successful. So I just want to really tell you how much I admire you, and I know that everyone here does the same. So thank you. Just really quickly about Oscar too. You can come on up here, Oscar, and I'll be quick. I have really really enjoyed working with Oscar. He's personable, hardworking, and smart. I could go on and on about him, but I won't because you guys all want to leave pretty soon. Instead, I want to read some things that his peers have written about him. You guys might know some of these students from Marshall. David Hernandez says, "When we met, I knew that you and I were going to become very good friends. You are the funniest person I have ever met. Whenever I'm feeling sad, you always find a way to make me laugh." And then Brandon Shin, who's also here tonight, as you all know, he's right over there, he said, "Oscar, our own go-to guy for anything tech-related. I'm still flustered about how you take the time to actually read the manual for the Braille note." This is not a joke, he actually has done this. Because let me be honest, nobody reads the manual for anything. And finally, Pablo Betancourt says, "He has always been there for me, and if you were to get to know him, you would definitely have a great time. I think he is mature when he needs to be, but when having a good time, he is the life of the party." Oscar.
All right, so first of all, I would like to give an outline of two things. First is my speech, and then I would like to do a Macbeth. It's Act 2, Scene 1. It's one of my favorite speeches by Macbeth. So, first of all, I would like to thank the scholarship committee for, granting me the wish of, money so I can be successful in college and I can be successful in the future. And I plan to use this scholarship for not only books or general fees or anything. I also plan to use it for equipment or anything else that can aid me on through the future. And now I would like to also thank Miss Murray. Well, I would like to thank Miss Murray for always being there for me whenever I had troubled times. I would like to thank her for helping me in assignments when I did not know how to do them. And I would like to also thank Miss Pinedo for always teaching me mobility and orientation skills. She has always been, let's just say the light of my heart whenever it comes to me traveling. She always depended on me when I had, when I got lost, or sometimes when, sometimes when I just, just knew the directions to a certain place, or I just knew the route directions. And, she's always kept faith with me, and she never lost her courage in me. And, I feel grateful for that. And so next. Oh. I would like to thank, my two guests. I would like to thank my sister Luz, who has always, been there for me at all times. She took over when my mom died, and, she has always, been the resource of my life whenever I needed things. And when I also like to thank Maria Morales for also giving me a lot of advice when I needed it. But especially I would really like to thank Luz because she's always been there for me more than anything else. Now, does anyone have time to hear Macbeth? All right. Is this the dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my head? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the hedoprostic brain? I see thee yet, in form and palpable as this which I now draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. I see thee still, and of thy blazing dozen cuts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business that informs us to mine eyes. Excuse me. Now over the one-half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtain's sleep. Thou shore and firm-set earth, hear not my steps which way they walk, for fear of thy very stones print of my whereabouts, and take the person horror from the sight, from the time which now suits with it. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Is it Glendale? Where are you going? Wow. You're going to be in their theatre department besides the computer department, I'm sure.